Hello everyone. Hi, excited to have you here today. Another Saturday, of us streaming. Yeah, hi, introductions. I'm Toby Lover and I'm a software engineer and developer relations engineer at Gaia. I'm excited today to be streaming with you all. And last week we resumed our streaming and it's been exciting so far. The support from everyone and how everybody came and it was really fun to see. So today we are going to be continuing streaming. We are glad you are here. Um, so yeah, to the left side of my screen is Mano.
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks to Glover. Hi guys, welcome to today's stream. My name is Emmanuel, a software engineer, senior front-end developer at Trevor. Yeah, so we resumed back our streaming last week, as Toby said, and this week we're looking to pick up the pace from last week. We had a lot of fun last week and a lot of interactions and the comments. So we're kind of hoping for like more of this today. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, same here. Everybody like really came and it was really great to be to see. And last week it was a successful stream because we were able to build AI agents and even run Gaia. Use it with Gaia and everything. It was really fun to actually
Yeah.
do. Probably we'll do more AI agent stuff in the coming weeks because there's like so many stuff to do, like MCP, for example. Because MCP has this kind of like client server architecture. It could be really fun to work on
Mm-hmm.
live. Um, but yeah. So we want to dive into today's topic and what we'll be working on today. Emmanuel, do you want to start us off?
Yeah. So today we'll be actually looking at what applications, right? So I mean, most of us would have probably heard of what before. Would have probably even used it before, right? So basically, want to kind of do like a all-round flow, right, involving both front end and back end, showing how authentication, right, with other authentication providers, how they work basically. So today will actually be fun because I mean, looking at when you are building a system, most of the very important things you want to care about is your security. So definitely you want to have a secured application. So that's what we're going to be looking at today.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so let's dive in, I guess. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
this has been also talked about online in the announcement post also. So yeah, I think you should
Yeah.
take the lead, Emmanuel. Let's start.
Okay. All right. So just share my screen in a minute. Just let me know when you can see my screen.
Not yet. It's not up yet. Let me even
No.
open my editor. Okay, wait. We're using VS Code. Um, Terminal first, I guess. It's probably better that way. Stop.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, cool. Yeah. So as I said earlier, what our main focus is here is to see how what application works basically. So what we'll be doing, we'll be building a very simple web application,
Mm-hmm.
something that just has sign in,
Yeah.
sign out. It's a very simple thing. So the main focus here is to like see how the auth flow actually works. So I got this really cool article on Medium, securing your web applications, getting started with OAuth authentication. So it was written by Martin Rogers. Yeah, shout out to him. So, so this article just sort of shows us how to build a simple word application using
Mm-hmm.
Google. Now,
Yeah.
remember when we're talking about Word, so it's basically you can have varieties of uh, Word apps, right? So this one is specifically for Google, right? So you
Yeah.
want to use sign in with Google or something. So you probably seen a website where you have like various methods of signing in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are various rewards method. So this one will be focusing on Google. So most of them are like very similar. So if you're able to get Google running, you definitely will be able to get GitHub or maybe Apple or something. You just have to like sort of follow the guidelines specific to that
Yeah.
reward method, basically.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So in recent years, many websites and applications provide the option to sign in using existing accounts you've created with companies like Google, Apple, or LinkedIn. So basically, we want to most times. I mean, for me, it's much easier for me to like sign in with Google rather than going through the whole flow of I don't know putting my email, password, verifying my password, and all those things. When I already know that Google has all these informations already, right? So it saves me that extra password
Yeah.
space,
Yeah.
password memory in my head. Exactly. So I already have Google, and Google has all this information. So why not just use what Google has and grant me access?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the simple logic behind OAuth, right? So I mean, there are other there are
MJ is in the
other
chat.
more stuff. Uh, Hi, hello. Hi, shout out to Ayala Mojib. Um, my senior, my senior boss is taught me how to write code.
Biggest boss.
Yeah, so shout out to him. Uh, so yeah, so as I was saying, so basically, it's just trying to like override that code. I mean, you could still there's still always option to sign in with email and
Yeah.
password. I think
Yeah.
so. People still make it open, yeah, so you can always do that. But this one just makes it more simplified. And so ever I wonder how it actually works behind the scene. So exactly, this is what we want to see how exactly it works. So it's powered by a protocol called OAuth. OAuth enables you to authorize apps to access your data on other sites without exposing your credentials. Exactly. So normally when you're trying to sign in with with an OAuth method, um, you send a couple of what we call like authorization params. So they
Mm-hmm.
are like, okay, I'm sending this request to get this data from the user.
Yeah.
So once you make that request, what happens is that the OS provider would now give show a pop-up, right? And show the user, oh, so is trying to access
Your
this
data.
information we have,
Yeah.
exactly this part of the data we have. Do you want to proceed or not? So it now
Mm-hmm.
depends on read the permissions and you be like, oh, okay, I'm cool with it, and then
Yeah.
you accept. So that way you have given that application permission to get your data from
Yes.
the OAuth provider. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's like the flow of data accessing data and all. So in this article, we dive into OAuth step by step, build both the front end and back end logic to add signing with Google functionality to a web app using their OAuth
Mm-hmm.
services.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we learned by the end of this article. So how OAuth establishes trust between your app, the user, and Google's server, right? The specific OAuth workflow to enable Google sign-in and access authorization. So as I said earlier, this article is focused on Google, right? But you could always like use this to like build for other stuff like LinkedIn or GitHub or Apple.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So they all follow the same principle, just have to like change a couple of stuff. Um, so how to implement OAuth on the front end with sign-in buttons and redirects, and also backend integrations, integration for exchanging tokens and calling Google APIs. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you try to sign in or something, you always get a token, right?
From
Most
the back
times,
end.
it's token exactly. So that token is like is
Oh,
is
a token from the
JavaScript is
provider.
JSON. Yeah,
A
from the
token from the
provider,
provider. Yeah, a JWT.
exactly.
Yeah.
A JWT token most times. So a JWT token is like a normal JSON. It's just encrypted, right? So if you've seen a token before, a JWT token, you always have like sections, right? So you have
Mm-hmm.
um,
They had.
random words, yeah, the head, and then a full stop, and then another random words. That one is like uh, the main body sort of, and then you now have the last part, which is like the signature to complete it. So that token is what contains informations and stuff about that person you are trying to
Mm-hmm.
uh, access his information. So those are
Yeah.
like things that happen under the hood that we're going to see later. But by the end, you understand the magic behind logging in on Google and other providers, and you have the code to allow secure signing and access delegation using a major OAuth platform. So let's get started integrating the feature of identification. Okay, so we've gone through this. What is OAuth? OAuth is an open standard for access delegation that allows users to grant limited access to their resources on one site to another application without sharing their passwords. Is that the
Mm-hmm.
simplest definition? So when you are
Yes.
signing in with Google, yeah, when you're
Yeah.
signing in with Google, the app, yeah, the application you are signing in
Mm.
doesn't know, it doesn't have any information about your password or whatever. All those things are with Google. So Google just gives them access basically. So they don't need to know anything about. So if they need to know maybe your profile picture, your name, all this stuff, email, everything will be part of like the authorization params that you have granted them. So Google will share that with them, but your password is not what they need to know, right? So it uses authentication authorization tokens, yeah, instead of credentials to grant application access to specific resources. Exactly. So the tokens you mentioned about, so your tokens is what will give you that access to get those resources. So OAuth establishes trust between the user, client app, and authorization server to enable this delegated authorization flow in a secure way, basically. So why use OAuth? Allows access to user resources without compromising passwords. Users can grant limited access without giving full control. Exactly. So if you're signing in with Google, there's like a limited sort of. I mean, you can decide to give the application with full control, like full access, right? But that depends on you. If you don't want full access, you can give them, oh, I only want they should be able to have access to this and that. So it decentralizes authentication through tokens and used across major platforms like Facebook and Google. Uh, yeah. So there was a use case for this that actually was a bit funny for me when I first saw it. So I don't know if you know like GitLab, right? So GitLab is like similar to GitHub, right? So
Yeah.
where you can save your code and all those type of things. So I
Mm-hmm.
went on GitLab, I tried to sign in and I saw sign in with GitHub. So I was like, are they
Yeah.
supposed to
I saw
even
that. I saw that then, but like I just didn't.
I
I just didn't deep it because it probably
I
wasn't
was
a
like,
stupid decision from their end. So maybe
no, it
it's just
wasn't.
like, yeah,
No,
it's
it
just like,
wasn't
yeah,
actually. Because
we don't want to keep your stuff.
yeah, it wasn't because they know or they're probably thinking that okay, uh, at least even people that are going to, I mean, people that are coming in to sign up on GitLab, they probably not all, but most would have probably maybe seen GitHub or maybe have an account on GitHub already, something like that. So it's just a way to like drive them. So I mean, what's it called? I think signing with Apple is like on other other devices are like rivals of
Yeah.
Apple, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So industry standard for authorization delegation. Um, so if you like to take a deeper dive into what is and how it works, check out this article here. Okay. So getting started. So we'll be using React plus Vite on the front end, along with Node plus Express for the back end of this project. So move
Mm-hmm.
forward with this project under the assumption that you have some experience with these technologies. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, there's starter code. To get started with this project, you can clone the old boilerplate starter code found in GitHub here. I think I already have that open. Yeah, okay. Mm, let's see. So this was 2 years ago. Okay, so we can simply just simply clone that repository. So once cloned, enter the boilerplate directory and npm and run npm install in your terminal to install all of the necessary dependencies. Okay, running npm run dev will start up the application, and if you open localhost 3000 in your browser, you should now see the below screen. Okay, okay, we have all this
So,
already.
so should we get
Uh,
started?
yes, so let's just go in and try to make a clone of this.
Martin Mojas.
Yeah, so let's give it a start.
2 years ago. Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe some of those packages have even changed, even. But let's see if
Mm-hmm.
it will work. I mean, as long as we don't. Should probably npm CI even. But it's not install latest versions. Oh, yeah, using Warp too. That's nice. I need to
Yeah,
get Warp.
I just find it very cool. Like,
I have it.
you don't
I've
have.
downloaded like the DMG, but I just haven't installed it yet. I've not found
Oh,
any problem with the default terminal, so maybe that's why I'm still like skeptic. Like I haven't actually
I mean,
adopted it yet.
you don't need to. You don't need to even find like a problem per se, because like
Mm.
this one just had like extra added features like AI kind
And
of auto
suggestions and
suggestion
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be nice. Yeah, I guess I'll probably like install it and set it up too.
Um, so let's just clone this and see. Yep. So CD ports boilerplates. Yep. Hmm. I've not configured my
VS Code. Yeah,
what's it called? Yeah.
VS Code. Yeah.
I always forget. So I'll just open this in new and just spin up VS Code.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I did it. Do you have to like do
Yeah, you have
what's
to
it
like
called? Do you have to?
yeah, you
Because
have
I
to
thought
like
I
set
did
it
it on
up.
my normal terminal.
Yeah, you have to do it
I think I
for
remember
the other terminal
for
too, so
the
that
other
it will.
terminal. So
Yeah.
interesting. Very very interesting. Um, yeah. Okay. So we have this. Let me send you live share.
Okay, great.
Or is it always going to stop 9? Share.
Should probably stop sharing your screen so somebody doesn't see the code.
Oh, shit, that's true. Uh,
I mean, you still have to admit them, sha, but it's just better.
yeah. Uh, let's see. Wait, Did you just create a session?
Yeah, the link is already on your clipboard.
Yeah. Okay, I sent it now.
Okay. It's bringing me in. I joining. Still loading.
Okay.
Unable to
Um.
join the session. That was what you just told me.
Okay. Should I let me create another one? Let me just end this.
Okay.
I sent another one now.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm in now.
Okay. Cool. 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 Um. So I think the first thing is to run npm install. Let me share my screen again.
I also requested terminal access.
Okay, one sec. I'll change that now. Okay, I don't
Okay,
even
great.
take that now.
Yeah.
So you want to run the command. So you said instead of running like npmi, so we don't
It's run
install.
npm CI.
Yeah. Let me even see the packages that we have. Okay, concurrently .env, express, nodemon, react, react dom. Okay, not that much.
Or React is the React. Is that okay? I thought I saw React 16. Let me check.
No,
That's
it's react
React.
18. I think, yeah, 18.
So it's pretty recent then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, React didn't get an update for like about a year, so maybe it's not really that bad, even if we do npm and stuff. But yeah, it still take from the package JSON.
Mm-hmm. So npm I
Yeah, yeah. I
said,
no,
should we
I is
just
good.
do? Okay. Um,
Terminal is showing
hopefully we
that
don't
base
have that
thing.
much
Have you been using
errors.
like
Yeah.
have you been using like Python or something? I think
Yeah. Actually.
that's the only time when your terminal starts showing that base in like parentheses.
Mm-hmm. I also noticed it, but I just thought it was
Yeah,
just like normal.
I think it's something that Python toggles on. Maybe I'm mistaken. But yeah, okay, so I think it looks like we've installed dependencies. But the server's
Yeah.
code is there also. It's just a JavaScript
So yeah.
file. Okay.
So maybe we can start the server now. npm run dev. Oh wait. Oh, this run dev actually runs both the server and the
And
client.
yeah. So client is npm run client, I
Interesting.
think.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So let's see. Does this one take us to? Okay. Okay. Exactly as we have it in the article. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're good. So this will be the starting point for the project.
Yep.
Uh, so the starter code sets up your Express server. Okay, can we just go over the starter code a bit before we
Yeah, I think we
start
should, yes.
going on the setup? So we have we have the client and we have the server. So the client is mainly React. It's React basically. So you just have this normal app.js. What's in our app.js? Okay, this is the entry point of the app. So you have
Mm-hmm.
what setup tutorial, login with Google. Okay, so we have these functions for login and logout, but there's no
Yeah,
logic yet. Yeah, uh, and they use state for user. That's all. It is also HCM, CSS. This is main. So basically, everything we have in the client side is residing inside of this app.js.
yeah,
Nothing serious, yeah, nothing so serious. So we just move on to the server. So what do we have in the server? So it's simple index.js basically. So we're importing Express, right, and JSON. So basically, we run we create an instance of this Express app. So I think that last week we're having this EMV issue that somebody suggested. I don't know if you remember, Toby. Somebody
yeah.
suggested using app.use.
Exactly, yeah. In the last
So
stream, I've
this is
forgotten, is it
where,
Nathaniel or something? Yeah, he
yeah.
suggested.
hmm So this is where we actually use app.use. So if you are like using like an Express server, basically. So we have our port. So we're getting this port from an EMV. If it doesn't exist, it switches to 6001. So app.use. So to start it, so basically what this one does is uh, it sort of creates like an endpoint that you can call from this server. So
Yes.
app.get, we get endpoints. We have
Server
API,
itself is
API.
server itself is the app.
Exactly. This is how I tell the app.
Yeah.
So you are initiating the app here with app.use. So you just start the app and then app.get, it gets requests to the app, to the server, right? So slash API slash what. So this is just empty at the moment. So our logic, our backend logic will go in here. Uh, a try catch basically for error handling. That's what we have. And startup asynchronous function, app the listen on this port, and it's running. So basically, we can see here, we can see on our terminal server listening on port 66001, which is this port we configured before, right?
That's such a weird
So
port.
everything, yeah. I mean the default you like always see is like 8080 or like
1,000, 8,000,
yeah
8080. Yeah.
8000 8080 yeah. Those people using 6001
1,001. It's so
6000.
weird.
So yeah. I guess maybe the number means like something to the guy, but I mean it's your port, so you can set it to whatever you want.
Can
I
set
guess
anyone, yeah. I think you have how many ports again, if I remember officially? It's not up to thousands or something.
yeah,
Uh,
it's a lot actually.
Let me
But
see.
do you
Let
know
me
the
just
funny
look at
thing? The funny thing is I've not actually seen somebody use maybe
Oh,
3000 for backend.
65,000, 65,535. Yeah, I've not seen anybody
Yeah,
do that too.
use 3000 for backend. I mean, if you use it, it will probably work if you don't have something running on 3000.
Yeah, it would.
But
It would.
yeah,
But people don't
but
typically use it. I
3000
think even
is
Astro.
yeah, typically
Astro uses 4321. And I
yeah,
think
432.
Vit uses 5743 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
3,000 is mostly for like React that I've seen or Next.js.
Yeah, yeah. So we have this basic setup for our server. Very simple and straightforward. So the rest of the stuff you have here are like React boilerplate and you have your package.json, right? So that's all about that. So very easy and simple setup. So this one is, don't mind this one. This one is from my extension Kudo. I don't know why it keeps, but it's just there. And then we have our node modules, and this is for public, for assets files, right? So yeah, very simple and straightforward. And vit config, interesting. So look at this config. We have to config this, right, and add the server to the config. So I was actually trying to look at where this server is being configured. So this is where everything is happening. So proxy. So this is like when you want to use, you want to add like server end for your your Vite application basically. So you configure slash API. The target is set to 6001, which is our normal backend server that we set the ports. So basic configuration basically for
Mm-hmm.
this. Mhm. So I think everything is clear now from here, and we just have to go on and
The reason why I
start.
like this is that essentially what they did is just set up a proxy to the backend, and
Mm-hmm.
what you would have to do here if you wanted to call the backend now is just call the slash API endpoint from
Exactly.
your normal port 3000. So you still go to your normal port 3000, then call slash API. It's really nice to see.
Exactly. So exactly, and I like as you even mentioned that. So what it does is that when you go to this port, you call this endpoint. It comes to this particular target
Yeah, exactly.
to look for this.
Proxy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Very simple and straightforward configuration.
Vite
Um,
is good. Vite is really
it's
nice too. It's a really
yeah.
great bundler.
hmm I agree. So so we have this. So we just go in and see um, how we can do our setup. So so we'll begin by going to your Google Cloud homepage found here. So the reason why we're going to Google Cloud homepage, remember, Google is where we want to get information from. So we sort of have
Yes,
to make Google aware, right, and set up an app there on Google. So that's why we
yes.
need to go to Google. So we just open this then the tab. Um, pom.
Are you sure Grably is not an app you are currently working on? Because it seems that's what's at the top beside Google Cloud.
Yes, I saw it.
So maybe
So
you
I
want
think I
to
have to go back.
check out to a new, yeah.
Mm, how do I go from? No.
I think you have to go to the home. Okay, yeah. Still in Grably. Click on the Grably, maybe the Grably app beside Google Cloud. Does it bring anything? New projects then?
Oh, yeah. So I have to open a new project. Mm-hmm. You have to project running in a quarter. Request an increase. Oh, I think I have to
Ah,
delete. I'm just noticing this. Wow. Wait. Oh, this is a form to increase my quota. Can I
do you
delete?
have any project you are not using that maybe you can remove?
Yes. Let me just go back.
Now the first time I used
Um,
Google Cloud, it was when I was using. It was when remember that time we were doing that our first React app for our projects from graduation from NITOB. Where we had to do this Firebase
yeah.
authentication thing. That was the first time I
Yeah.
used
I
Google
remember.
Cloud. It
I
was
remember.
such a good experience setting up Oauth in my first app.
I think that we overdid that project at the
Yeah, it
point.
was over
Not
engineered. It
overdid,
was
but
an over engineered to do app, honestly.
exactly. How do I delete this now?
uh, Probably
Uh,
in settings also
there is settings button somewhere.
to probably be in the sidebar. Oh, project
Project.
settings right there.
Okay. Does this mean delete? Shut down.
I don't think
Updating
so. It's probably just
interface.
Kill it. Oh wait, it has a delete button though, so maybe that's it. It has a delete icon rather.
Yeah. When should I put so
After
it will be
30 days.
scheduled to be deleted after.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Maybe
I thought I
uh
created this project. Why can't I just delete it without?
you have to wait. You have to wait 30 days. Maybe it's a good thing though, because for some people, somebody may delete their project um and unknowingly or something, and they can easily just retrieve it.
Yeah, but I mean, a model could like work for that now.
Yeah,
Oh, are
like
you
could be
sure
like,
you want?
yeah, exactly.
When I'm not sure, you're not telling me 30 days. Does that not mean that?
You think I'm not serious? I
Ah, this is very,
You're
this is
like, bro,
very,
you're
very,
not
very.
serious. You don't know what you're doing. I can try mine though. Google Cloud. Let
Okay,
me
can
try
you try
setting up.
yours? Because
Let me share my screen.
I mean, we can't wait 30 days now on stream just to get
Uh,
an app on Google Cloud.
can you see my screen? Is it like, is it zoomed in enough?
It's not even showing. It's just showing the screen space. Maybe you want to reshare.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, yeah, it's off
Okay.
now.
Okay. So Google Cloud, get started for free. What?
Are you trying to sign up again?
I don't know. I already have an account. I don't know why this is happening. Oh my god, are they serious?
Well, verify with your.
My god, can I skip this? And
Wait, can you zoom in a bit? I'm struggling to see.
okay. How about
Yeah. What do you want to do with? Ah,
now? Okay, so I guess they've
I know
eventually
they
given.
asked these questions before. Like, why?
They were- okay, so they gave me my first project. Oh, see, my React. Wait, this is not it. Or is this a different one? That's definitely the YouTube clone I was building with at some point.
Yeah,
It's Drex.
I
Um,
remember. The video was like 7 hours. Was it 7 hours or like five
yes.
hours YouTube video? That's
Oh
crazy.
God. So what do we do from here now? I already have
I
this
think you
my first
can
project.
new projects. Just see a or you can use that one if
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can use this one. So what's the next step?
okay. Yeah. Let me open this up. Okay. So you just have to go to API and services, and then click on Oauth concept screen.
API and services. Where is that? Is that like something here?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
You see API services,
Okay,
and
let's
yeah.
consent screen. Okay.
So get started.
So we give it a name like
Mm-hmm.
support email. Okay. So Next,
So next,
audience.
external.
Okay. Next, notify about any changes. Yeah, just use my own. And I agree, but though we haven't read it. Uh, so create.
Uh,
Maybe it has something in the terms and conditions that you can't delete your project until after 30 days, but because nobody reads it,
nobody
we
read.
don't because
I mean,
we don't know all this
I mean,
stuff.
for a use case like this, I just want to like try to test something. You don't. I
Yes.
mean, necessarily don't have to. But maybe you're trying to build a serious application now. Hey, you can sit down and go through.
And go through it, yeah.
Mhm. So I think the next is to go to um what's it called? The credentials. Create what
Credentials.
client. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It just says OAuth configuration create. Okay, it's coming up. Okay.
So web. I think web application. Yeah. So you can
This is
just be.
good, right? Do we need to edit this?
Uh, yeah, we could leave it at that, but I think we can edit it to something. Yeah.
Okay, so now we have to have authorized URI. So localhost.
Direct. Yeah. So ours will be local host here 3,000.
Okay. Okay, from a web server, where do we want to redirect back to? Same page, right?
Yes. So I think we also have to add slash API.
To which one? To this one?
Yeah, to the redirect. So
To the
slash
redirect
API.
itself.
What was that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We add it to the
Okay.
redirect. So slash API slash what? So localhost 3,000. Yeah.
So then,
Um, then
so
down, scroll down. Okay, that's all. You can just create.
okay, we're not supposed to be showing this. Right? It's the secret.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they gave me a JSON and the client's ID. So I'm supposed to copy that and send to you, yeah. I'll put it to the private chat now.
Yeah. So client ID, API key also. Like, we- yeah. Client secret and client ID.
They only gave me the client's ID though,
Oh, have you
and I sent
checked?
that to you.
Okay, can you check the what's it called? The credentials. There's like a credentials stuff
View.
on the side. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see the client
Side.
secret, yeah.
Mhm.
So the
You
first one I
just
sent
send.
you the client ID, and this is client secret. I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
I sent you the client secret too, and I think that was all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So client ID and client secret. That's what we need.
So I can leave this page now.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So maybe you can share your screen again. I've already sent them both to you.
One sec. Let me create the ANV and add this to the
Yeah, no problem.
search here.
We should definitely continue work on Stream TPA though. Something that I've been thinking about for a while. I think it could be something that would scale more than it already is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we're chatting about it. So if you're watching, we're actually talking about it. Me, Emmanuel, and Jumo, and it was something that we're highly considering. We'll like build it in public and stuff, add more features as promised, and also improve on it. Because it definitely did work the first time we built it. It was working well. The team came together to pull through, and we got everything to work well. What from the authentication to the landing page to the streaming studio itself, or the streaming studio is where we need more work in. So so yeah, excited to see how that will play out.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I mean, the to some extent, you have like all the foundation. You
Already
just have to
laid.
like
Yeah,
build up on, yeah, on what
exactly,
we have. Like, it
exactly,
should be very very exciting because we have like a whole lot planned, like a whole lot of ideas that we want to explore,
exactly.
and if we're able to
And it's
like
just
get
be
it
fun,
together.
honestly, to build like
Mhm.
a streaming service that we'll be using. Imagine if we had like a
Yeah.
streaming service that to stream at 4K, like from the
Mhm.
browser, and we found a way to like ensure that we don't spend as much on data to stream that video. Like some, it's really nice to see.
And even having like additional AI features,
Yeah,
like
totally, totally. Like
yeah.
yeah, like some agentic features or something somewhere in the application will be totally awesome. I would actually love to work on that.
And I think for now, if you're able to pull that off, it sort of like changes the game because
It
most of the
does a lot.
streaming platforms we have, most of them
They're
don't have
not
that much.
they're not AI
Yeah,
powered. Yeah. I mean
AI
maybe they
powered.
haven't
Yeah.
found the best way to do it, or it's just probably
Hmm.
going to cost them a lot of money, so they are not considering it. Or maybe they are just not considering it in general.
Yeah.
I know if we added
Okay.
something like
So
Gaia in the equation, we'll definitely do a lot. I mean, because of the models are open source. So yeah,
I
we're going to see
agree.
something.
Yeah. So I've added the EMB, so I'll just share my screen back.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So I think we've gone through all this already.
Yeah.
Mm, gone through all this already. Yeah. So we have our credentials. What are these ones? Okay. So this is for the redirect, which you already added. Once
Mm-hmm.
you already click and save, blah blah blah. Yeah. So we added this EMB list. It's already listed in our .ignore file. So when we make a
Yeah.
push,
Yeah, it doesn't go.
it doesn't go. Yeah. So understanding the flow. Before we get started on building out our code, let's examine exactly how the Oauth authentication process will work.
Mm-hmm.
So we begin with redirecting the user from our web application to the Google Auth sign-in page, right? So the reason why we needed to create that app with Google is that Google needs to know when you are redirecting that, oh, where is this coming from,
Yeah.
and what application are you trying to access.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going
Yeah.
to show you that, oh, stream to player wants to access this. So you already
Yes.
know that, oh, this is the person trying, this is the application trying to get access. So that's why
Yeah.
we needed to put all those support email and all those things. So in case if
Mm-hmm.
you like need to reach out to those guys that, oh, why are you guys
Yeah.
trying to, so yeah. So
Exactly.
allows that securely login, grant permission and access, blah blah blah. When redirecting, we include certain information to let Google know who we are, what information we are seeking. So that's where the authorization params comes in. What do you want to get access to? And where to go once the user successfully logged in. So you need to tell Google also, okay, after you have verified the user, right, where should Google go back to, right, after
Mm-hmm.
successfully verifying. So upon successful authentication, Google sends an encrypted authorization code to the redirect URL that we provided earlier. In this case, it will be to our server. This unique authorization code can now be used to allow us to retrieve information that we have been granted access to, the scopes you requested exactly. So we just get that authorization code coming along when it comes back to the direct URL, and we use
Yeah.
that code to get whatever information it is we want to get. So we can now exchange the authorization code, client credentials for ID and access tokens from Google to
To
interface
interface.
with the APIs. Very brilliant. So initially when it comes back to the direct URL and it attaches like a code to the param. So there's like a code param in the URL. So that code is what you take and exchange with Google to get access tokens that you can use to interface with their
Yeah.
APIs.
Mm-hmm.
So using ID and access tokens, uh, we call, and I think we had, I don't know if you remember when we were building Stream to Bear, right? When
Yeah.
we are trying to do this Oauth,
Yeah.
we had an issue of the code being run twice, like when you come back with the
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
code.
So
So
at the second
apparently,
time,
yeah, go on.
oh, I was gonna say that second time the code was already being as already I would have been already used. So it will not allow it to go again because that code is unique
Exactly,
already.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you try to, when the code comes back and you try to validate that code, once you try
Mm.
the first time,
Yeah.
and let's say it goes successful, you can't try it again because that
Yeah,
one
exactly.
has already been, yeah. So that was like a fun experience. I mean, we had to like sit and actually understand what was actually happening in the flow.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
actually.
it was crazy, sharp, but it was a good learning experience.
Yeah, for
So
real.
yeah, using the ID and access tokens, we call Google's user info API exactly and receive the user's profile data, including email, name, ID, photo, etc. So we just call the user info API from Google and passing the tokens. So basically, the whole process of going to Google, verifying and redirecting is just to get the access token. Because
Exactly.
that access
Exactly.
token is what gives you access to that user info. So ordinarily, if there was no need for access tokens, you just have gone to user info API and
Mm-hmm.
come. But no, for you to get that a particular user's information from Google, you need that access token, and the way to get it is the whole flow I've been going through. So finally, we save the user's name in a session token and redirect back to the web application frontend. This time, when the page opens, it can check for an existing username cookie, and if this exists and is valid, the user will be logged in. So this is a simple image, I guess, that like shows the entire flow.
Yes.
Um, so we have user. Okay, this is the application. So
The
user
one one.
redirected. Yeah, this is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
User redirected from web application to Google to
Mm-hmm.
log in and authorize application access. It goes
Mm-hmm.
to Google, this Google server. Google sends authorization code to the application server. So this is
Mm-hmm.
our own backend, our own server. Coming back here with the code. And what happens next is that the server sends authorization code with credentials in exchange for ID and access token. So it sends this back to Google, says, oh, please validate this code and give me back what's it called, ID and access tokens. So you are going to send your credentials along with your code. The credentials are basically this client secret and client ID you are
It's
using to
like a
enter.
three-way handshake, even. The entire process is
Exactly.
like a three-way handshake.
Mhm. So Google gets it and okay, it takes it and say okay, cross checks with your credentials. It exists and the code is valid. And what happens? Google server sends an ID, an access token, right, to back to our server, right, which our server will now use to send to Google user info API to get profile data, user profile data basically back from Google. So all these things are happening behind. So these are like the brain logic that happen when we make this request. So
Yes.
lastly, what happens is the server sets the session cookie with username and redirect back to our application homepage. So after the server has verified everything and gotten the information, it sets it into cookie and sends a redirect back to our web application where we can now have access to user info and the user is logged in automatically. So I think this image actually is even good. Like it sort of like
It
brings
shows
everything
the
together,
entire.
shows
Exactly.
the entire flow. Yeah. So very, very good and useful. Um so I think so let's begin building. So this is where it gets interesting. We already have all the information we need, so we just need to start building. So now with the initial setup out of the way, we can begin building out our word functionality onto the starter code. So the login button, we start by handling the login button on click functionality as we highlighted above. We need to redirect the user to Google authentication page. In order to ensure we keep our information secure, we'll create our URL on the server in the next step. For now, we can just create an Axios get request to retrieve the URL from the server, and once it's returned, we direct to the provided URL. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we want to make a get request. So once that request is valid, we do a redirect. So it takes the user to the provider, which in this case is Google. So so the reason why we're retrieving from the backend is just for security. So
Yeah.
remember, we need to configure this from the backend API slash redirect URL. So we can just copy this entire thing. Okay. Go to our login. So this is for login. So remember, it's coming back to this. So currently we don't have API slash what is it? API
Slash
slash redirect.
redirect. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but I
are.
want to
Yeah.
add that. Yeah. So that's the first one. So the next thing, so window.location.href is just simply triggering
Your
opening
browser.
the
Yeah.
browser and
Path.
that URL
Yeah.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
So this will now allow this will now make an asynchronous request okay to our server to retrieve the Google authentication URL and we'll wait until the response is returned. Once the URL is returned, we redirect the user to log in with Google. Basically, that's what the handle login function does. Now, the
Yeah.
backend, we need to create a route to handle the get request from the client when the login button is clicked. So we basically added this. It means on the backend, we need to create something that is going to receive an endpoint that will receive that request. So add the below code before the
Let me
startup
write.
function.
Let me write it. So
Okay.
app.get passing the URL and the callback function for request response. Just like that. And then what's the endpoint again? What's the endpoint?
API
Can I see?
slash redirect URL.
Okay. Did it? The guy. I think the guy even made a mistake. He wrote ULR.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
just saw it now.
Okay,
So
great.
this is
So
asynchronous also.
yes, it is. Okay, asynchronous.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So let's move on. So next we build our URL to redirect the user to the correct Google authorization page utilizing query parameters to pass in our information. Okay, so redirect URL, client ID, access type, response type, prompt. So this access
Mm.
type determines if we receive only an access token or also a refresh token from Google.
Yeah.
So basically, the difference between an access token and a refresh token is that when you have an access token has like a very limited time to expire. So
Mm-hmm.
most times you don't want, or sometimes you don't want when the access token expires and the user has to go and log in again, right? So what you do is you use the refresh token to obtain a new access token. So response types, prompts. Okay, the scope. So the scope is just the list of permission for your app. Your app is trying to request to. That's like the authorization params I said earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
you want access to the user's maybe browser history from Google or something. So you add it to your scope. So if the user permits you those permissions, then the access token that Google releases to the application gives them access to get those informations from Google. So we're using our environment variables for the right URL and client ID, as we need to keep those secrets so we never add code this into our JS files. Okay. Uh, so this is what we are adding to. Okay, add the below into the right URL route. Mm, so root
Okay.
URL, blah blah blah. I think this is going to
Call
this side here,
the endpoint here.
here inside the endpoint. So
Yeah, I can just
this
copy that from here.
so this particular one is like the base OAuth
The
endpoint
Google
for,
URL. Yeah.
yeah, the URL. So you what you are going to be passing along, be passing. So the scope for this is profile, which is like name and image,
Mm-hmm.
and also email. So this is what we want to get. Uh, this is the scope. Um, Access type, online response code. So we're getting the code back from Google. So we already have our client ID. So for our own, I think it's Google client ID. I added Google.
Okay.
Yeah. So our redirect URL. Remember, also note that your redirect URL that you set here must be the same redirect URL you set in your what's it called? Your
Yeah.
Google app, right? So you don't want to say you don't want to put like a mismatch. So the redirect URL you set here must match with the one you have. So query string. So URL search params option dot to string. So root URL, which is this, and then the query, we attach the query string.
So the URL search params will help you build like a bunch of queries from all the from the options objects that you pass to it.
Exactly,
Um
exactly.
like parameters rather, not queries. Like parameters that you can, so like like you will see the final URL to just be like a bunch of equals to equals to equals to in
Yes,
between, yeah.
yes, very correct. So what you have at the end, you have like a question mark, redirect URL equal to whatever is here, then and client ID equal to this equal to this. Attach all of them will be attached to
Yeah,
this particular root. What's it called? Root URL. Basically, that's what it does.
yeah.
So rest of send. So I'm going to send this URL. So that is the URL we are now going to open up. Where is it? So that's the URL we're now going to open up when we click on login. Can you see the whole flow now? So the URL we're getting from our server here, this URL we're getting, we're now going to open it up here. It's window.location.hr. So that's where we now start doing all the consent and all those things, agreeing and stuff. So we'll see how that works in a minute. Let's just go. So the URL, blah blah blah. Okay, we've seen this. This URL is then passed back to the front end, right? Exactly what I was trying to explain. Now, by clicking on the login with Google button on our home page, the user will be redirected to the Google authorization page where they can log in and grant our application access. Exactly.
Mm.
So that's the
Mm-hmm.
crucial part, granting access. So everything you do with OAuth,
Yeah,
user has to grant access. So if the user
exactly.
doesn't have access, it's pointless.
There's
So
no access.
there's no access, you can't get anything. So after the user is logged in, Google redirects to our redirect URL, which is set up as our server slash API OAuth route. Okay. So as mentioned, Google provides us with an authorization code which you can retrieve using the request code equals to rec.query.code. Okay. So this one is coming in when you come back when it comes back to this. Where is that our redirect endpoint? When it comes back to this, so these are
Okay.
redirect URL API slash O. So when it come back, it's coming back with the code. So we need to get that code. here. So we just add that. Can you
Mm,
add it? So
yeah, let
you
me
add,
add it.
yeah, just
Okay. Then are we going to use the code for anything else?
yes. So we now need to prepare a request back to Google. So remember,
Mm-hmm.
we're sending that request back to Google with the code to get the access token. So along with our credentials for ID and access token, this is done similarly to the URL created above. So it's almost similar to that other one we did before. Where is it? Only that the URL is now different. The We're calling this particular URL to get token. And what are we passing in the option? We're passing the code, we're passing client ID, secret ID, redirect URL again, grant type, authorization code, basically. So we'll add all this to the query as we did the last time. So this time, rather than redirecting back to Google, we make an Axios request passing in the URL and query parameters. Again, we use our environment variables for client ID and redirect URL. The response we expect should include the ID and access tokens.
So include this also in the OAuth endpoint.
Exactly, yeah.
So from what I see here, we are extracting destructuring the ID token and access token
And
from the
access tokens
response
from this response here.
to the URL to this token URL. We're passing in the body of the request to be query string dot to string, which is essentially
Exactly.
everything that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
Then the headers, we are telling it the URL form URL encoded for the content type that we are being sent, so that we are sending to the Google server. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
So this one, for those of you that are not familiar with the structuring, this is just uh, object destructuring JavaScript. So we're already getting data, right? The response dot data. That's what this is. So instead of doing data dot id or data dot this, we just destructure directly. That's what this line is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. So yeah, I think you have to know it's asynchronous for this await to.
Oh yeah, my but the entire thing itself has to be synchronous then.
Yeah, asynchronous.
Okay.
So we have ID token and access token now. So now that we have these two, we make a call to Google User Profile API to retrieve the user data. Okay, we need to pass in the ID and access token. Okay, access as a parameter and ID as an authorization header key to authenticate our app with Google. Mm.
So passing the Google user here.
Yeah.
So notice that we're already extracting the data that we made for the call that we made to this endpoint here. And now for the Google user, we're now making a GET request with that
Mm-hmm.
access token and
Mm-hmm.
that ID. So we're
Yes.
using the ID.
So we're passing the
Uh
ID as the bearer token. The ID
oh yeah,
token
makes
here.
sense. Yeah.
So basically, what this ID token has is information about the app we created, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what is the app? I mean, all those credentials that we put in before. So it has all this information, right, that we're trying to access. So this
Yeah.
token now gives us whether or not we have access to what we want to get. I don't think that makes sense, yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
it
that's
does.
mhm.
I
So
mean, we
that's
won't
exactly
get this sort of shows the entire three-way handshake process. Um,
exactly.
First we started from the redirect URL where we actually went to Google itself.
Mhm.
To to the OAuth endpoint. That's a different endpoint. But in this OAuth itself, we now make a call to like, okay, hey Google, give us the token. So and the ID token and the client ID token and the access token. Google gives that to
Yeah.
us. Then we now send them back to Google. So like, hey, take this and give us this Google user and their data. So Google gives
Mhm.
us back the data of the user and we then save that data on the server. as a cookie. Yeah.
Very, very, like very, very straightforward, and he outlines all the process and all the procedures clearly.
Yeah.
That's why this flow is very good. So this
Mm-hmm.
one almost completes the flow, right? So we already have all the information we need from Google, and we're
Yeah.
saving it in inside of this cookie. Very easy. So session cookies are often used to store tokens and other pieces of useful data in the browser which the client has access to. These cookies don't have a specified expiration time or date, so they will be deleted when the session is completed. So basically, that's how session cookies works. Once you close that session in the browser,
Yeah.
cookie is automatically terminated. So overall, our backend route should be as follow. Okay, so we already have all this set up already. Yes. So the reason why we're doing this redirect is that after it comes back to Google, I mean, after Google
Mm-hmm.
comes back to us and we do
Mm-hmm.
all this validation and get this successfully, we need to
Yeah.
go back to our own landing page, right? Where we can now see, okay, this user has successfully logged in or whatever,
Yeah.
access to all this user data. So now what is left is finishing up the front end. Right. And again, I think this one, if you are doing like um, would I say sophisticated kind of application, you would probably want to have a more elaborate error handling here.
And dog handling. Yeah. Exactly.
This one just catches 500. So I mean, there are some other instances you might want to catch,
Of
but
errors.
those ones
Exactly.
are those ones are where you want to like. For this, I think for this use case, we are good to go with this one. Mm, so finishing up the front end, now that we have our user cookie set up, we can add some logic to our app to check
Mm-hmm.
this cookie unload, blah blah blah. If cookie exists, the user will be able to log in. Otherwise, the user will have opportunity to log in via the login button. So very easy. So this use effect basically runs on load of the page. So what exactly does it does? So it gets document.cookie.split. So it tries to get the cookie,
Mm-hmm.
right? So user cookies equals cookie the filter. Okay,
To find that cookie.
find that cookie. You remember we named it. We called it username. If you can
Yeah.
see from here,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So find that cookie username. If the cookie exists as cookie or length, then set user to what that cookie and then the username. So the way the cookie would be, you'd have like an array and you have username, and then what would be beside username would be whatever username you set there. That's how you have to set it to index of one. So at index zero you have username and then you now have the set username. So we can just add this use effect to login.
Oh, so with that said, that user cookie index 0 and 1 is that by just picking the values of index 0 and 1 on the from the user cookie array that we filtered.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, okay, makes sense.
Uh, yeah. So we set user to this. Um, So we delete cookies by clearing. Okay. So when you log out, we just clear out the entire. Uh, so we set an expiration. So the way you normally delete cookies, you set an expiration of like the past date. So even though there was
Yeah.
going to be time travel, you can't possibly travel to 1970. You get. So maybe if you are done like 2024, maybe they say
Yeah.
okay, you close. Could have like some burial land somewhere. But I mean 1970 is
It's pretty
it's
far
a
back.
pretty far, yeah. I mean what was even up okay, we're having like civil war in Nigeria or something. So that's
Or it just
very, very.
ended.
Oh, it just ended here. So for you to know how far that is. So this is how our logout function will be like. So we don't have a signed in user again. So remember in our flow, we said if there is no signed in user, then we can see this login with Google
Yeah.
button. If
Mm-hmm.
not, that means if you're signed in, then you see this welcome back. That shows
Yeah.
that you're signed in. You can log out.
Mm-hmm.
So simple and short. So we
Yeah.
delete that marketing. This. So our app.js should now include the below completed components. Yep. And that's a wrap. So recap. So he has a video that shows. Awesome. I think I like
And
how detailed
he
this
broke it
app.
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it will be the same thing for any OAuth service provider that I mean any
exactly.
provider you're using, rather, like GitHub, Apple, or anything, because OAuth itself is the standard protocol that all of them are just
Exactly.
implementing.
Exactly. So the only thing that you probably have to change is like the credentials you get from there and the
Exactly. Maybe
API
the
URL you
the
call.
API functions and
That's
stuff, yeah. And the
exactly.
endpoints, yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm.
actually. But the entire flow, the exchanging of code, the redirecting, everything the same.
Same
The
thing.
token and everything, same thing. So they all follow the same protocol. So I think now is a good time to test our application to see
Yeah.
where we
Let's test. Let's test,
have.
test, test, test.
Yep. So let's try to log in with Google and see what happens. Boom.
Did any pop-up come?
I'm not seeing any pop-up. Do we have to? Is it still running on?
Did you plug the event handlers already? Okay, yeah, they're
Yeah.
all plugged in.
Let's check the network tab and see if we're getting
If it's
anything.
making the calls, yeah.
Mhm.
Filter it to
Yes.
fetch or XHR request so that we only see those ones. No, like just press that, yeah. Okay, try now. It's not making
I
the
don't
call.
think
That's it.
it's not
Yeah, it's
making
not
the call.
making the call.
So let's restart this server again and see.
I think we should add. Let me do a console.log in the handle login function. See why it's not calling it. Can you try again now? Because why is it not calling the function?
Oh,
Try it now. I already added the console.log. Let's see why it's not calling it.
Axios is not defined.
Oh, the package is not installed. Did we install it?
1 sec, let me check the package against.
This is why TypeScript is good, folks. If you're watching
Oh,
this,
Axios actually.
this is why TypeScript is good, folks. If you're watching this,
Let's just quickly MPMI. That's very English.
and for something like this that is as simple as this, though, we can honestly just also use the native fetch request that JavaScript has.
Fetch request, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
It
let's
will
install
work like
Axios.
that. Um,
Also, why is the image breaking for no reason?
I don't even know. And why was this is supposed to be local host? Wait, I think I have something running on 3000.
Oh, that is
Maybe
making it not to run.
yes, because it's going to auth slash login, which is strange. It's supposed to go to.
Oh, wait. How is that even happening?
I don't even understand. I'm now confused. Is this saying Axios is not defined? Do we have to close this again for this to
You already have
uh,
Axios installed, right?
match?
Okay, yeah, you
Yeah,
already have
so
it
just
installed.
leave this. Let's just run
Uh
it again.
oh, we are not importing Axios now.
Oh, really? Oh, why
Yeah.
is why is JavaScript so why is it so loose? This is like very simple stuff you could catch, bro. Wow, access blocked.
Because it doesn't comply with Google's wait,
Oh, I
what?
think this is like
Because like what? The endpoint
yeah.
itself.
I think
Is
it's
that
like
something
the
I have
app
to do for
setup
my
that
end?
they have. Yes, but I want to see what exactly. Uh
Oh, it must be HTTPS, or it was that to a secure
yeah.
context?
Wait.
Am I supposed to allow all ports? Maybe like, is there a way to do 0000 to allow any ports? Let me see if that's a setting I can change.
No, I don't think that's even like you just need to have like a domain of the website you are going to be using it, which you added. Uh, so I don't know.
Maybe check their docs if there's a way to allow any ports. How are they enforcing this though? There should be a way for us to like bypass this just for testing.
I
We have
mean,
to actually
I've
deploy.
no. I think I've used like
Or do they want us
this
to deploy the backend
locals.
itself?
I don't think that's the case. But wait, can you like share your screen? Let me just see like the
Okay,
what
okay.
let me
Stop sharing your
just
screen. You're sharing the secrets.
yeah.
Uh, can you see my screen?
Yep. Uh, so click on the Oauth app. Okay. So authorize origins. Mm, scroll up. This looks normal now. Why is it now? Wait, is it showing a warning? The domain for something.
Where?
Scroll up a bit. The domain for the URL you had the okay. This looks very normal to me. I don't know.
Oh, we need to add. Do we need to add all those? Like all this privacy policy and stuff.
And this one is like when you already have a domain that you deployed.
Is
Like
there a
you're like
test
test.
mode? Is there a test mode they have? Maybe check. Let me see. I'll Google or what. Oh, there is. There is a test mode actually.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
What's the difference between
Wait. Okay, so it's talking about the test tool, validation test tool. What is this? Mm, mm, yeah, are they telling us that there's no test mode for this?
Operational security.
Okay. Wait, or is it because of the online that we used in this place? Could that be
Is it
it?
like the authentication? I don't think so.
What does access type mean again? It's not here. Um, okay, these are endpoints. Yeah, this is like super weird. Maybe try to copy that error and let's try to see what's going on. Like that error page. Like try doing the
Yeah,
OAuth
let
again.
me.
Then let's see that error.
Um,
Like maybe take a screenshot even.
but I can copy like the error message
Oh
and
yeah,
send
yeah.
it
If you
to
can
you.
copy it, send it to me. Let me try something.
I sent it to you.
Uh okay, awesome. So 1 second. This is like really weird though, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. Because there should be test mode, right? Because how you actually then test or you've done. Oh wait, we can see. We can actually go to Google and check the logs from what I'm seeing.
Okay. To like know what's
Yeah. Let's go to our OAuth app then. See if we can find like an error thing. You also have to specify scope, I think. Mm, maybe email and just profile is good then.
uh this is just strange because like I remember when I was doing this, I didn't have to like go through all this like all this additional.
And it worked for you locally.
Yeah, I didn't work locally.
Mm, yeah, this is like super weird.
Yeah,
Maybe let me try from my own end and see if I'll get the same error. Is the server still
should
running?
it
So I just
be?
have to go to port 3000, right?
Yeah, but we did run on your end. This thing is going to open on your end. I think you
Yeah,
need like
yeah, it's open. Live share allows that.
oh okay. I was thinking you would need like the IP of my system.
No, no, I think live share just allows him to go to the endpoints directly.
Okay.
Let me see. Something going on. Why is it not opening? Wait, what? Is that the title of the app? CIB admin.
No. Wait, is that what you got from live share?
I'm saying the title of the website. That's what I'm saying.
No, I think that is wait.
Oh, it's Oauth boilerplate. That is the name. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing something else here.
Wait, can you close that? Let me check. Wait, is this now? Uh, Let me check. One sec.
I've already seen the title from here in the VS Code. It says Oauth boilerplate. I don't know why it's showing me CIB admin.
That's very strange. Um,
We can also try like making to get like detailed error message. Can we try like using
Wait, can you
what's
try
it
it
called?
again? Let me run this again.
Okay.
But I'm seeing the words. Um,
So we're actually going to, after we've implemented everything, we're going to use the rest of the hours to debug what may be happening with Google. I
yeah,
need to close this.
access block.
Okay, this is not coming up. I don't think. I'm not sure. I've done it before where I was able to use live share to like run. So I was able to run somebody else's website on my own local from live share. I don't know why this is not coming up for some reason, but it's
So
like
it
it's trying
says
to load. It shows what.
no. I was seeing a message on the terminal that says use um hyphen host to expose. Is that something I'm supposed to do for you to be able to?
Let's see if it works. I just did that.
You do
Maybe
what on
it's
your
you're
end?
supposed to do it from your own end.
It still runs on my end.
He said we can use port forward. Somebody said we can use port forward in inbuilt in VS Code. Yeah, I think is that
So
this? Wait, let me actually look that up. I'm not sure. I've used this dash dot host before. Forwarding. Thank you, Cheesy. Oh yeah, it's actually Cheesy. I just saw the name. Port forwarding VS Code. Uh, it's style server. We don't have one yet. You run this command style server on port 3000 npx serve, and then you forward the ports. Try this one on your end.
Okay. Can you send it to me?
Npx serve is the command.
Okay. One sec. Let me close this. MPX save.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can. There's also a ports tab rather also apparently on VS Code. Did it work?
Mm, it's loading. Okay. Oh, this is like, I think this is the URL copy. Let me send this to you.
Which one? Okay, you've gotten the URL from it.
Yes.
Okay, send it to me.
So try to open. I sent it to you. Try to open.
Oh yeah,
Um,
this should work because it has like a legit IP and stuff.
mhm.
It's
My
loading.
local host is not coming up.
Is it running on your own end too?
My local host is not even. It's still loading. It's still coming up. So
Okay, this is dev tunnels. No extension required. So sign in. Do you have a ports view on your end? Like, are you seeing this? Like, look at my screen. Are you seeing this ports view on your like tab at the bottom? It's not coming up though.
mm,
Is it?
mine
It's
is
maybe
also
a
not
network
coming up.
issue. Maybe it's a network
Mine is not.
issue
But
because
mine is
with
local
live
host.
share,
Why
with
is
live
it?
share, it actually works out of the box, and that's why I was saying why before we saw the port forwarding then.
You can see the logs now. So it's saying
But do you have this? Can you see this
it's
tab on your
returning
end?
call
So
for. No, your screen is very. Can you like zoom in? I'm not seeing this. But
oh,
no, I'm not seeing.
I'm talking about this one, this ports tab at the
Oh,
bottom of your screen.
oh, I see now. Forward the port. So I clicked on forward the port.
Okay.
Uh,
So should I try
so
again?
wait, should I put the port number 3000, right?
Yeah. Is your
Forward
3000 localhost
address.
running already?
Yes.
Okay. So if that one is running and you forwarded it, it should work now, right? Should I try again?
Just a second. I need to like authorize it in my
Okay,
GitHub.
okay, okay.
Um, 3000.
Thank you for that. Cheesy senior dev. I don't know
Oh,
if you know Cheesy on like Twitter. It's like this senior dev guy. He built like something recently called Instalog. You can check it out for logging events uh and for like error logging or something in your application. Really cool stuff that he did. I did check it out. Maybe I'll even be a user soon. Thank you for that.
yeah. Thanks for the contribution. I think I got. I don't know if this makes sense, but like try loading it again. I try
Okay,
loading it.
wait. Like like you forwarded the port, right?
Yes, I think I did. But it showed me a URL, forwarded address. I don't know if that's what you have to open. I'm not sure. I
Yeah, give
sent
me
it
that
to your
one.
private chat. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if. But I just saw.
Oh, this should be it then. Like a generic URL or something like what this thing does. What's that stuff? Whoa. I think this is the one for you to authorize, or do I have to authorize the dev tunnels too on my end? So according to what they say here, they are saying here, if you have a long list in GitHub, you prompted to sign in, then enter the port you would like to forward. Once you do that, the port
I
forwarding system
authorize
starts.
it.
The port's view
I just
you want to
authorize it
forward.
GitHub. So I don't know why I need to do with dev
Oh, you
tunnels.
okay? When you open it, you'll be required to authorize with GitHub apparently. So now it connects me to the forwarded port, um but it's not running.
Mine is also not running. My local host is also not running. Do we have to like run it with like the normal
It said currently
npm
port
run?
forwarding only works to expose locally running services. Okay, that makes sense. Are there limits? Can I configure? Do you have to what?
Um, like do you have to run dev? Just normal run dev locally.
Yeah, run. Yeah, you need to run dev. You need to have it running already, or else it won't forward. It won't know what to
I
forward.
think it's running now. Can you refresh your
Okay,
own face?
okay. Let me click on the original URL. Yeah. Okay, you said yeah. You have to keep running locally. Yeah. Okay, wait. I need to paste this in the actual browser. Yo. Maybe give me a new URL because it doesn't look like. Is it running for you though? Like, let's start with that. It has to be running for you first. Maybe you want to share your own screen.
Yes. I think you can see my terminal now.
Your terminal. Yeah,
I
but I
think you
can't
have
see that
access.
port. I can't see that ports tab. I can only see your terminal.
Okay.
You should share
So
your
what I
screen.
have
Let's
in
see
my
what's going on.
okay, let me share my screen. But what I have in my port is just one port that I forwarded, which is the one I sent to you. Can you see?
Okay, click on it now. Let's see what happens. No, the forwarded address then, yeah. And your local server is still running, right?
So this is local one.
Okay, 3000 running fine. Okay, then authorize it. Okay, connecting to the forwarded ports. Continue. It's working now. It seems like I didn't even see all these pages, but it seems like it's working for you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's working. So give me the URL. Let me try it. So let me just try the URL one time. It tries to connect me, but then it keeps throwing this 403. Like I was denied access or something. Maybe it's my GitHub odds. Like maybe because I'm not you, so it's not granting me access. It failed with a 403, like
What?
is a 403 not forbidden? Or what's 403?
But what's the essence of
Yeah,
forwarding
forbidden.
if I'm the only one that's going to have access to it? Like
Yeah,
if
like that
it doesn't make
makes.
sense. And
Oh wait, are we missing something cheesy if you're still watching? You can use the inline actions I'm printing. When you navigate to you are required to sign in. I did sign in and then nothing. Then he kept doing the forbidden thing, sure. So it tries to connect to the ports for me, but then it throws um check. It said visibility. There's a visibility section. Make the ports visible.
oh, oh, it's currently private. So how do I toggle? there a way to toggle?
So you can change the availability by right clicking on the ports. So right click on it. I just saw that in the docs. Then you change it from private to public.
Oh, I just allow.
So public
Okay,
ports
I've
don't require
toggled.
signing. Oh, that's why I was getting the signing thing. Should have just read the docs properly. Have you sent it? Let me try it again rather. Not that
Yeah,
you need to
just try it
send.
again.
One more time. Should work now this time. There shouldn't be any excuse. Continue. Okay, now it's working. It's working now. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cheesy, for that. That was like really useful.
Yeah.
Uh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming by and even watching the
Mm-hmm.
stream. It was really
Shout
super
out.
helpful. Shout out to
Shout
Cheesy.
out. Uh, okay, I think you have to reshare your screen. Your screen does this thing that it doesn't come up the first
Oh, okay.
instance.
Let me show it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sharing it again now.
All
Mm.
right, awesome.
So it says you can't sign into this app because it doesn't comply with Google's OAuth 2.0 policy for keeping apps secure. So learn more about this error. Oh, then it brings me to that
I
docs
think
page that you were on.
there's even a URL for if you are the developer.
Yeah, but like see error details, but it doesn't
Wait,
take
what
me
does
there
it
though.
invalid request?
It's blocking us because we're making an invalid request. I don't think we've configured the request itself properly to actually make the request to Google. I think that's the problem. And ensure I comply with Google's validation rules, including HTTP scheme. So must specify authorized JavaScript origins. Identify the domains from which application can send requests. Are we sure that the endpoint matches though, like the one we configured? Like it matches the one
Um,
in our backend.
yes, that's the one we have in the EMV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like see, like they exempted localhost IP addresses. Uh, hosts cannot be raw IP addresses. Localhost IP addresses are exempted from this rule, which means we can actually use localhost. Or am I
Exactly.
tripping? So you said you've done it before, and like I mean, you did it recently rather, and you didn't run into an error.
And I didn't exactly. I didn't even have to like. It wasn't recently though, but I didn't even have to like do all this. If I remember correctly, I just did like the normal credentials, what screen setup, all those things, and it worked. I didn't have to do any additional, and it was local host. So
Okay, so Cheesy said you need to configure the current domain also as part of the URLs. Yeah, yeah, we actually okay. Let's do that also. But initially, even with our raw localhost endpoint, we were running into that error. But we can also just
that
add
error.
this
So
um with that would be clients, yeah. So not to show the secret, we can add this URI. Secret is still showing regardless. Delete this one. So we can put this one there too. Must not contain. So add this URI also, right? So for the redirect also, we need to use that tunnel link, right? So with like API or what, same as the right, Emmanuel, same as the original one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. But yeah, I need to delete this. Save it. It may take 5 minutes to a few hours for settings to take effect. Oh wait,
But I don't think
could
that
that be
would
the
be the
problem?
issue because
Could that be the problem?
no,
Like
no,
maybe it
no.
has not reflected.
It's been over 5 minutes since we
Yeah, but they
signed
said
up.
to an
So,
hour. They said like 5 minutes to an hour.
if that was the issue, I don't know if the error will be saying will be access blocked. There'll probably be a different error.
Like what? I think that would be the error that they'll show us. Like, bro, you don't have access or something.
Uh, I don't know, but I genuinely haven't seen like a situation where I mean, it could be that that's the issue, but the chances are very slim. But I don't know why this error message doesn't even look very elaborative. Like if we're getting something from Google now that says, "Oh, this is why," it just says that this application is not compiling to their Google whatever
Comply,
policy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No access. Okay, I'm guessing it cause error. If an opaque to fetch the cause disabled. Could this be something from our own backend? Like we're not handling calls or something?
Mm, I don't think so. So what are the params? What are the scope we're even trying to get? Okay, profile and email.
Yeah.
Do we have? Let me see the. Go to your dashboard. Let me see what
Okay.
you're even looking
Dashboard. Yeah, this one.
at. Yeah.
I need to stop sharing the secrets.
So right click on. I mean, I say right click. Click on this beside Google Cloud. The
This one.
menu kind of stuff. No, 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 no. The one beside to the left, the far left.
Far
The menu
left.
icon.
Menu icon.
Menu icon.
How come I'm not seeing it? Which one are you talking about? This one.
Google Cloud. No, no,
Oh,
no, no.
this one. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Uh, scroll. No, go to API, an API and something, something.
And services,
Yeah,
yeah.
API and sales. So click on what's this vector search? What's vector search? It's supposed to be credentials and something, something. Uh,
Credentials and
why are you seeing that on your end?
I'm currently in API and services, and this is it. Oh yeah, I
It's
think
supposed to
that
show enable API
that was a weird
library
thing to
and
say.
some.
Oh wait,
Uh,
was I in a different place? Okay, I was on Vertex AI, not this one.
oh, okay. Yeah, so go back. Let's see. Like, go back. Let's see that menu. I think there's like a consent something page. That API. Yeah. Oh, what
It's
consent
yet.
screen? Yeah. Click on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It says there's no errors even. No project else recommendations found for your project. Limit our cookie allocation, raise token day limits, traffic none,
Okay. Um, check the audience. Let's see what's there.
audience. Okay. Where's that? Where's audience? I saw audience now.
There's like
Okay.
audience tab. Yeah. Mm, testing.
It's
This is
currently
in
in testing.
testing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So wait, do you
We
have
need
to
to add
manually?
users.
No, I don't think you have to do this. Wait, open it again. It said something about click on why publishing services testing. Only testers are able to. Oh,
Oh, damn.
allow users to
Holy
start
shit.
prior to verification is done and counted the entire.
Are you
I
serious?
think you have
Are
to
you
add the email.
serious? That was why it did not work now. Your own is eight, right? Like eight.
Yeah, at gmail.com.
Are you serious right now? Like this thing is tripping, bro. Wow. Ah,
What?
God. Because I was like, nah, this is not the first time I'm implementing Oauth now. So what's going on, bro? Okay, so we've added this tunnel endpoints to right. Also, this is like a great realization, honestly, because instead of setting up, why do I keep blanking on these things name? There's a provider like that you can use to like
Mm-hmm.
tunnel like your local URLs to be sort of like uh URLs or something like that. I'm trying to remember the name. I can't believe I can't remember it right now. It's very popular. You would have even heard about it. Let me see. URL
What's the name?
tunneling. Yeah, I'm blanking on the name. Service for apps. For devs.
Oh, Cheesy said Cloudflare tunnel. Is it Cloudflare tunnel?
No, no, no. NG-Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I've heard of it, so.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but we just granted access to ourselves now.
Do we have to wait for the said 5 minutes to 1 hour for this to
Was
update?
Oh, did they say that
Or
for
is
this one
this?
too?
I'm not sure. I'm just because it's not also working on my end too. So
Here's my dashboard. Okay, so we added ourselves as test users. When publishing status is set to testing, only test users are able to access the app. Allowed users cap to app verification is 100. Okay, the cap, okay. And it's counted over the entire lifetime of the app. Two users, two tests, and the user cap. So we added ourselves as test users. Um and our client is here. Um, So do you actually have to wait for this thing to reflect?
and also I was also thinking they would probably maybe we're making a mistake in the name. Maybe it would even show like the name of the application.
Oh,
But
you
I
mean
mean
like in
it's
our
just
EMV or something?
yeah, like you know when you try the pop up should come with like the name of the app. So we're even sure that we're calling the right application.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, actually, let me check that again. But does the name come up? Is that something that happens?
I guess when you have this access denied or access block, it doesn't come the name doesn't come up at all.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is even testing mode, so it doesn't make sense that this is happening right now. Try your local host again. See what happens. You should probably
Mm,
wait though, according to what they said about all these things updating.
I think I might have found the issue.
What's the issue?
So if you go to the code here,
Mm-hmm.
where we have API slash what, we
Yeah.
have your env does client ID. So in my env, I have Google client
Google
ID.
Client ID. Oh, damn,
Okay.
bro. Bro.
And I think we changed it, but we only changed it for one instance. So we didn't change it in the other instance.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Oh,
think we
damn.
changed it here to Google client here, but we left it as client ID.
Yeah, we have to restart the server though.
So we have to go back.
Is there any other place we are missing this out or any other EMV that we maybe named inappropriately or something? I mean, named incorrectly rather.
I think it's just three, and three of them are spot on. Not.
Okay, good.
Um, so
Okay,
let's
I'm not
try
sharing
it
my screen
again.
so I can check EMVs. Google has React
I
URL,
should
Google
screen
Client.
actually. Oh, you're not
I
sharing the
am?
other screen. Okay.
Oh
No
yeah,
problem.
that's what I'm saying. I was only sharing the Chrome tab. I mean the
Yeah.
Chrome window rather. I wasn't sharing the entire screen. So try again. Let's see. Also, this tunnel should be dead, right? Because you've killed the server. Okay, you started it again. I'm not even sure this one would work because in the code itself, we're actually not making the request with um any of the tunneling URLs, or would you still allow it? For the redirect URL, we are using our own code. So maybe the tunneling home may not work. Try localhost from your own screen.
Yeah. Mm,
So Chidi says if it was Rust, it won't the code won't compile. It would have given this Rust error. Yeah, like that's why like honest honestly Rust is just so good, like to be honest, like in so many regards.
we are still having the same error, or I'm still
We
seeing the
share your
same
screen.
error. Okay, one sec. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up. Coming up. Okay, I can see your screen. I can.
So
Try it
if
now again.
I try it again, I'm still getting the same error.
But we made the updates right, and
Mm-hmm.
we gave consent to profile and email and dashboard as well. Maybe there's grant type authorization code, the access token, direct URL. We got granted access to email and profile also on our dashboard. Consent, URL search params. Yeah, passing to make that request, and this gives us that Google page, and
Mm-hmm.
we're calling startup also. So why are we still getting this though?
I don't think it's even getting to this point where we call this API slash, because this is like the redirect. So I don't think it's even getting to the redirect.
In oh, I know we're using like server though. Okay, wait, it's still in Vite though. Process.env doesn't exist in Vite. Try logging to see that we're getting our env variables correctly. We should be using like import. Vite uses like import something env. Um, because Vite doesn't have like some node features, so I think it has to use that import thing. Try to like just normally log to see that we're getting. Thank you so much for that suggestion. Normally
Mm-hmm.
log it to see that we're getting that. Yeah, the direct URL, for example. We have to call that endpoint. Is there a way you can just put that thing in a function and just log it instead of having to
We
call the
call
endpoint?
this we call this endpoint. Should
Okay,
log it.
see if it logs it. Undefined.
Undefined. Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem. So
That's why.
we have to import in Vite. You have to use import
But I
something
think
something. Let me find it exact.
we use there's a .env package now.
We are using that. Scroll back up. Are we using it?
But we're not
If we
using
are using
it.
that, if we are using that, we also have to install. We also have to like instantiate it. But for
Mm-hmm.
Vite, you have to use like import something. Let me check it out. Import
I think it's meta
env.
something. Is it meta
Oh, you've
env or
seen it
something?
already.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
import the meta.env. Yeah, in there. I just saw it in their docs.
import the meta.
Yeah, the env. No, not like that. No, you won't import it like that. So you go to like so instead of process.env, you will now replace it with imports. That's the way Vite does it. Yeah, import dot meta
I'll just do.
dot. Thank you so much, cheesy again for
Right.
that. Import dot meta dot env. So now, yeah, log that one first. Dot env also. Then the name. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Log it again now. Let's see what happens.
So
Oh
let's
my
go
God.
back.
So that was definitely the problem. Okay, wait, why is it not
We have
calling it?
500 now. Can we see a good response? No. Uh,
Oh, you have to what? Socket hang up for waiting for file changes. Scroll up. Why is that? Scroll up in the terminal. Okay, I think I have access to terminal here. Cannot repurpose is undefined. Reading Google Auth redirect URL.
oh, wait. Why is this undefined? Do you have to put like conditional?
You have to no, it should work directly like that according to.
Mhm. So this is saying undefined. Google what? Wait.
Oh wait, maybe
I
it's not
think the
correct.
ENV
Check your
has to
ENV.
be inside. No,
You
I
think
think it's
what?
correct. But I think the ENV has to be inside the server folder.
Okay, try that. Wait, 1 second actually, let me confirm. Should
Because I
that be
think
a
it's not even able to like see. Wait, let me take it back. Mm, still have the same error.
yeah, that shouldn't actually be. It said, is
Mm,
it your server is not running
oh,
on Vit though? Yeah,
exactly what I wanted to
yeah.
say.
Okay.
Because this,
Try the process.env. I thought you were making the auth call on the client. No, we're doing it on the server. Change it back to process.env. But the reason why the env may not be importing maybe because we are not using the .env. We are not loading the .env config or something. Remember with the old one that we did that time. Okay,
yeah,
no, I wasn't. So at the top, try like, are we importing .env here?
no. I think this is about we're supposed to import the ENV.
Yeah, you have to do it before the variable declaration.
Mm, sorry.
.env config.env.
So
Would
what
that
was that
work now?
config did? There
I always just
was
do .env.config. Why is not allowing to like why is not allowing to import .env though? Let me see. I have access to the code. I keep forgetting that. .env. Okay.
so .env.config.
Yeah. Mm, what is the error? Okay. Try calling. Try calling. What's it called? Try logging the env again.
Still undefined.
Interesting. Yeah, that's definitely the problem, and we found that out.
So I mean,
I don't see
just so
the
that we
env
don't,
again though. Or am I
just so we're
mistaken?
sure. No, I closed it from here. It's still there. But just so we're sure,
Oh
let
no,
me stop sharing and
are you sure?
try.
Or it's been removed?
No, it's not removed.
It
I
looks
moved
like it's
it
been
to.
deleted.
No, I
Okay,
moved
okay,
it
my own.
inside server.
Yes, maybe it's live share that's being weird for me.
Mm,
Yeah, what do you want to try now? You said just to be sure.
yeah. So let me add the this thing directly and run it without the ENV.
Okay, okay, okay. See what
Those are
happens.
exactly what Google Client ID. Just one sec. Hmm. Then what's the other one? Redirect URL.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else again?
You have to do it for the OAuth endpoint too.
Yeah. So client ID is this. Client secrets.
Okay, and the redirect URL. So now let's see what happens.
Let's try it again.
Share your screen. The browser part. 2 hours into the stream, over 182 people. I mean, at the moment, 182 people are watching. I thank you all for being here, and shout out to Cheesy the most for being super active on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so try it now.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Just the browser tab though.
So
Oh
it works.
shit.
So I think continue. Whoa, Asus is not defined.
What is this even? Is that a server error? Are we using Axios in the server? We are not, right?
We are, we are. I think we are. Let me
Where
check
we
again.
are?
What are we using to make the request? Here we are. So we're not importing it.
Mm-hmm.
What exists? Can you see it?
Oh yeah, for Google user here. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, why? Why the hell is the EMV not loading then? Okay, now
So
it
it
works.
works. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
we need to figure out
So
why
the
the
only
EMV is
problem
not
is,
loading.
so I'm guessing that the END has to be in the server within the server folder. But I mean that still didn't work. Uh
Let me check. Let me look something up and see what's going on. Oh, so in our env.config, we actually need to specify the paths to our env, or else you do not have access to it.
oh,
So that's the thing with the .env package. So for example, in this .env.config now, we'll now put an object and be like, uh, you said you've moved it, right? So I'm guessing it to be like, right?
why is it showing? Why is it red? What am I seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing red too. So it's saying unexpected string. Oh, it has to be path, sorry.
Is
This
it
is
not
this is
supposed to be
correct,
just
right? Yeah, .env. Yeah. It's a JS lack of types.
uh, but I'm kind
Wait,
of like, last week we did what we did was like just require .env.config. That's
yeah,
all we
same.
did.
Um, I mean, it would be the same thing technically because require is like a CJS thing, and
Yeah.
import is an MJS thing, ASM thing rather.
But But let's try. How do I
You,
take
you
this
yeah,
back to?
kill it and restart the server. But wait, if you
So
take it
just
back, we need to
consider
change
it.
the part. We need to change the part if you take it back because this part is actually correct.
No, 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 no. I'm not. I don't mean like take it back to where it was. Like I mean take these client IDs and the likes back
So what? No, just
to
test with like one of the
yeah.
EMVs.
So
Try
I just
logging one
want
of the
to like
EMVs.
consider log. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Process env the Google client ID. So let me run it again.
Okay. I'm also checking here.
So let's log out. Log out
Okay.
now. And then,
It's still undefined.
yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, no. I think you changed the part. It should be .env. Yeah, there should be a dot here, right?
Dot slash dot env. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Go back. Yeah.
Let me go back again.
Okay, try again. It still comes back as
Let me
undefined though.
define.
And even though you said you've moved the EMV, I still don't see it inside the server folder on my own end though, which is kind of
I think
weird.
that's I think that one is like share.
Hmm.
But let me move it outside back and you can change the part. Let me just move it back to where it was before.
Let's check the .env docs. Can you go to the .env docs while you're sharing your tab?
The env docs.
Yeah, like the package itself, or go to the npm page or something. Oh, WAP is sponsoring them. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I just saw it now. Uh, uh, the root of a project is a memory product, blah blah blah. Put in the root of the folder where the JS runs. So it has to be in the folder where
Oh wait, so if you're using ES6, you actually need to do like, oh wait, am I tripping? Let's follow their docs. Let's just do what they've done. So if you're using we just have to import the .env/config like this, and then they are saying this would do everything we want.
mm-hmm.
Just that one line. Isn't that kind of
What's
nice? Let's
this?
try it out. So I see you've changed it.
So
Probably don't know that.
let me move
So
this
scroll
back.
down. Is there anything else we need to do?
No.
No, like
So
in
that
their on their page, on their npm page. Is there anything else they said we should do?
no.
So that's all then. So let's try one more time and log process.env. Wait, but the port one is working, right? Like the ports, it's able to load on port 6000, which means okay, no, sorry, it's not working. It's just calling
It's
6001.
just
Sorry, my
calling
bad.
this 6,000,
Yeah. All right,
which
try
is
again.
the anyway. Yeah,
Oh
it
wait, it
works
works
now.
now. It works now. Holy crazy shit. Yeah, that was the problem.
So first off, we had to move the env into the server folder.
No, no,
First
no,
of all,
no. That one may not be actually be the problem. It may just be the
are you
.env thing.
sure? Because
Try it.
if you look at the what's it called, they said something about in the npm. Where is it? Yeah. So they said Yes, so the EMV should be in the root of your project, right? But if you are using the monorepo where you have like backend and frontend, client or server, put it in
Mm-hmm.
the root of the folder where app.js, which in our case is index.js process runs. So which is here. Let's move it and try, sha. Let's just
But we are
try
not
share.
using a monorepo, right? This is not a monorepo. It's just
Uh,
folders. It's just folders.
I mean, let's try and see first.
Yeah.
But I was
With a
having a feeling
monorepo, we
that
would
it
have like
wouldn't
the
work.
packages folder and the rest of the stuff inside the packages. There will be like packages essentially inside the main project. So this is not a monorepo. It's just a
Yeah,
bunch of folders.
it works. It
It
works. You're
works
right.
right here, exactly. So it's not a monorepo.
So we can move. Let me one sec. Let me just change this back.
Yeah,
Or you
those
want
ones
to
back to. Yeah, let me handle them. Let me handle them. So client
yeah,
ID will now become
process or
process.
EMV that's client Google client ID.
Okay.
So it means we didn't even have to do any configuration.
Yeah, bro, do you get?
All those docs were written on Google, man.
It's part of the process. Google Client Secrets, right? That one will be Google Client Secrets.
Yeah. Cheesy says JS lack of types.
I
Like it's
think
so annoying.
he said that when we were trying to
So
do that .config thing because
so
if
annoying.
it was TS, we would have caught it. I could have hovered over it and just gotten what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one also Google redirect URI? Okay, I can see the EMV again.
Yeah,
Google
just
what?
copy so that you don't
Yeah.
get just grab the entire thing like that. And we could have even probably even seen it in the just I'm not sure if Google is going to show us because if we're able to see the headers like the URL and
Mm,
because when we're passing we have like params right
yeah.
like for example now this one has redirect URL equal to this access type equals client ID equals to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably saying client ID equals to undefined, redirect equals to undefined, and
Yeah.
known that
Exactly.
passing the wrong stuff to Google.
Oh, you mean if Google was showing us the errors itself?
Yeah, if it was like showing us, not even the errors, just like the complete URL we're trying to access.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If yeah, exactly, we would have seen from the URL directly. I see what you mean.
Hmm.
But on the bright side, we did it.
Yeah,
I think it was a stream this week that I had where I saw this error for the first time because the .config one. I had a stream with Miawi earlier in the week. I don't know if you saw. Um um
yeah, I saw.
so we were doing this what were we even doing, sir? I think we were doing we made LangChain, or was it LangChain or something? It was probably LangChain or something like that. But I know we had a Node.js server running though. And then we tried to like make a request. And then we had a bunch of env somewhere where we wanted to use to call this endpoint. Then I saw that you needed like .env. But for that one, all we had to do was .env.config and the env was in our root folder and it actually worked.
And
So
it
which is
worked.
kind of weird in this case, why it didn't work for this one. Maybe because we are using ASM for the rest of the folder. So I think I'm
Yeah.
done. Okay,
Okay.
wait. Yeah, I
Um,
think I'm done here. Let's try it one more time. Share your screen. You're only sharing the NPM page.
yeah. Let me stop sharing and we'll show you again.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome. So EMV is still within the root of the entire project, and
Mm-hmm.
inside of our server, we
Mm-hmm.
have this. So what we're doing, we're basically loading .env,
Yeah,
basically
exactly.
.env/config. That's all. And yeah, so we just pass in our envs as we did, and we can go and test. that everything works fine. Let's go
You got
back to
cheesy,
the
cheesy, cheesy, cheesy all over the comments. It's just shout out to
uh,
cheesy, honestly. It was
it's like he was streaming with himself. It's
yeah.
like Emmanuel, Toby, and Cheesy streaming. So
Shout out to
uh
cheesy. Shout out to Instalog. Let's try.
yeah, shout out to Moji too for coming on
MJ,
here.
yeah, for coming on.
Uh
Okay.
let's sign in. Yes, so this was the screen I was talking about, the consent. So you're
What's
about
up? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
name of the app. So blah 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 blah. And then I can say okay, continue. Yep,
Yep.
we're in. We're in. So
Let's
that's
go.
yep.
JS sucks.
Do you still like
JS.
JavaScript? What was that for someone? I was so funny.
I was like, so
So
JavaScript
funny.
does point.
Do you still like JavaScript? Right? What? And these are the things that gives JavaScript this
Exactly, a bad name.
yes, yeah,
Because
yeah,
imagine this kind of nonsense.
yeah. Like you first of all have to battle with rubbish. Like you battle with yourself first. Battle with your life decisions. And you be like, have I made the right choices in life? Like you start thinking about so many shit.
I was like, we are like, don't I know how to do all the again? Because all the code was there.
That was what I
This is
was
so
saying. I
annoying,
looked at the
honestly.
dashboard. It was like the same with what I've been doing, and there was no any.
But this
That's
is fun though.
story that.
I love that we
Mm-hmm.
were able to debug this live. It's like super fun.
Yeah, exactly. That story that I mean, when you want to be like good at this coding, you just have to accept that sometimes you have like this crazy type of like battling with, and it doesn't mean that you don't even know what you're doing. That's the funny part. It would just probably be something you were not even thinking would be an issue. Right? I'll just be giving you those problems. So you just have to be patient, and yeah, hopefully you're able to resolve your issues. So I've been looking at
Yeah.
this. Let me stop sharing. I've been looking at this Rubik's cube while we were
Oh,
debugging
okay.
our. I was trying to resolve this stuff, but it was as difficult as trying to fix this. So I was trying to like look which if I should continue trying to fix this or looking at it here. Ah, and both was not even easier. But I'm very terrible at this thing. I don't know. I want to learn how to actually do this.
No, Elijah actually told me that for him to learn it, he was just watching YouTube videos. He said the algorithms are actually doing it. So all you have to do is learn the
Mhm.
algorithm
Yeah,
and then learn how to do it.
yeah, that's what I heard too. I'll probably just take time to like learn because I'm very very bad. Like I don't even know how to.
Okay, 2 hours, 30 minutes into the stream, and with over 200 people watching, you people are really serious about this. Thank you all
Hmm.
so much for waiting till this
And they
time.
give us they give us the motivation to
Yeah,
keep
honestly,
showing up every
yeah,
week.
for you. This is like really, um, it's really like it means a lot, to have people who are
Mhm.
watching us debug live and just saying random stuff online and just
Yeah.
writing codes too. So I think that's it. 2 hours like is a lot of time. 2 hours 30 minutes out
Yeah.
of the day to stream. So thank you all so much for being here and for watching us do this live. Emmanuel can push the code to GitHub in case anybody wants to review and he can maybe tweet about it or something. So you can check
Yeah,
that out
definitely.
and see the issues there. And also remember to always read docs. Remember to always read
Read
remember
from the
just
source.
read, and learn new stuff. Thank you to Cheesy for showing us our port forwarding with native VS Code today. I actually haven't done that before, and probably haven't even heard about it
Yeah,
before. I mean, I've heard that you can expose your browser host, I mean, your like your local servers via like a tunnel URL or something. I must even use ngrok for that, but this is really awesome to see. Thank you so much, Cheesy, for coming on, and for everyone that was watching. MJ, all of you, shout out to everyone. That's all from me, honestly. Emmanuel.
I mean, I really don't have much to say, but I'm super excited to see that we have like this amount of people coming in to, see us like talk about boring stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think today again is another winning stream, right? So it makes sense that it makes sense that we're getting these issues live and we're debugging them and fixing them. So
Honestly,
that's
honestly.
like the sole purpose of doing this. So uh but your support has been amazing. I mean the support exactly like okay, spot on. Let's keep going. Let's keep
You should
going.
probably bring
And
Cheesy even on stream sometime. Like, we said we would start bringing people on stream. It would be nice to actually
mhm.
have him on stream sometime. Like, we'll just add him to like people to bring on stream. The list that we haven't created
Yeah,
yet, but we'll create it soon. But yeah,
mhm,
it's definitely going
definitely.
to be on top of our list.
I
You
agree,
can
I
come and
agree.
show us like Instalog live or something. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
show us how to use it or something like that. That would be like
Sure,
super fun.
sure, definitely. Definitely,
So
definitely.
yeah, thank you all so much for being here, and that's all from me. Catch you all same places, same time, next week. Bye everyone.
All right.